Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be when the narcissist knew they had you. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So this is a video topic that came in from a subscriber. They wanted to know, hey, when did the narcissist know that they really had me? I'm going to give you at least 7 examples here in this video, and we're going to begin right now. The first way the narcissist knew that they had you, which when I say that, I mean that they knew that they had you where they wanted you. They've actually got you captured. You just didn't know it. But the first example would be when you tell the narcissist the magic words, I love you. When you profess those 3 words and you mean it, because you most likely are an empath or a kind, loving individual who has the ability to love, the narcissist knew that they had you at that point. Because keep in mind, the narcissist cannot love. They don't know what love is. They know how to manipulate love and how to act like they love, but there is no love in the narcissist. They have no love or empathy. They only care about one person, which is themselves. But when you told them you love them, you put your guard down, you expressed true, authentic emotions. And this is when the narcissist said, wow, I really have this one. I can now begin to enter them into the devaluation stage when I want to. So that's one example. Another example is, let's say that you had children with the narcissist, whether you were married or not. If you created a human life with the narcissist, that means, again, they knew they had you, because now you are tethered as a parent to the child or children for a period of time. Usually it's until they become they're not a minor anymore. In other words, they're an adult. And that could be quite a long time. It could be many years. They knew that they had you then, because now most likely you were going to have to provide financial resources, and they were going to make your life very difficult. I'm talking about the narcissist. And again, they would be perhaps telling the children one thing which wasn't true, or perhaps you experience parental alienation. That list goes on and on and on. But if you had kids with the narcissist, again, that's when they knew they had you. Another way that the narcissist knew they had you is if you loaned them money. Example, you put a mortgage on a house, and then it is under the narcissist's name, but you have to foot the bill. In other words, you have to pay the bills and they own the house, something like that. Or let's say that you co-signed a loan for them from the bank, because the narcissist has such poor credit, they can't get their own loan. They had to ask you to co-sign with them. Once that ink was dry, then they're like, oh my goodness, I now have this person. I've got all this money. This person, which turned out to be you, is now responsible for the debt. And the narcissist, again, they manipulate their way into a position of control. Again, they knew they had you in that situation. Another way the narcissist knew they had you is if you went into business with them. As soon as that ink was dry on the contract, because you went into business with them, they now knew that you weren't going anywhere, because you are now financially tied to the narcissist in the business setting. And they could now abuse you however they wanted to. They could consume your energy. They could not work as hard as they claim that they would. They could blow up your vacations, your holidays, special events and things, saying to you, hey, you have to do work. What's going on here? Why aren't you performing? And the truth of the matter is, you're doing about 75% of the work anyway. The narcissist was barely doing 25%. But again, they knew what they had in you, and they knew the dotted line was signed, and they knew that most likely you are a worker, a really good employee and or business owner, and you're not going to drop the ball. In other words, you're going to keep that business going. And you find out, it's not until later you find out that you were doing most of the work, and the narcissist wasn't even qualified. They just talked up a good game and had you sign the sheet of paper to go into business with them. Another way is when you move locations. Let's say you met the narcissist, and of course you didn't know they were a narcissist, but they said, hey, I think we should move away from your city and town, and we should move halfway around the globe, because this other area is so beautiful. It's amazing. It's the best place ever, and I've always wanted to go there and live there. And you, because perhaps this was a friendship or romantic relationship, you're like, yeah, that sounds great. Let's do it. Let's move. Let's go. Let's go on an adventure. Let's create new memories. And you go, and when you land wherever it is, you're isolated, and then your support system is nowhere to be found. You don't know. Maybe you don't even speak the language. Perhaps you don't know where the nearest grocery store is, etc. This is when the narcissist knew they had you. Again, keep in mind, the narcissist knows they have you when they've accomplished a few things. One, they've tethered themselves to you financially. really get that. A lot of times this is about money. The other way is if you've created life, in other words, you have kids. Another way is if they've isolated you. And if any or all three of these resonate with you, drop comments below. But the narcissist knows what they're doing. They know what a beautiful, bright light you are. They know what you possess, meaning your wherewithal, your commitment, your fortitude, your strength, your abundance, your empathy, your love, all of your positive energy. This is what the narcissist wanted from you from the very minute they met you. And keep in mind, when you met the narcissist, let's say it's a romantic relationship, when you met them, most likely you were in a vulnerable position, and you certainly did not know about the narcissistic abusive cycle. You didn't know that people walked the planet that just wanted to glom onto you and to try to extinguish your bright light, the whole time taking everything from you, all of your resources. That's what they wanted to do. But when the narcissist knows or knew they had you, there are many other examples. Let's say you moved into a community, a neighbor, you just moved, you relocated by yourself, or maybe you're married and you relocated and you married a not narcissistic individual, a non-narcissistic individual, but you relocated and you're getting familiar with the area or the apartment or the condominium, whatever it is, or the housing community. Well, you're a new person there, aren't you? Exactly. What happens usually is people want to befriend you because you're now new. Remember when you were a kid and every summer, after summer school, when you would enter the next grade, say like grade 5, there would be new kids that just moved to your area and everyone wanted to meet them. Well, that's you now in the adult world. But now there are narcissists everywhere and they want to learn about you. And they want to figure out what makes you tick and what assets and resources you have. In other words, they want to figure out what they can extract from you. And when they knew they had you was when you shared or overshared information about your past, maybe about your family, your kids, your business, your thoughts, what you've done in the past, what you want to do. When you overshare information like this, the narcissist, they have a memory bank like a steel trap. They now know that they have you because now they can start planting seeds and they can start telling false narratives of any story they want to and connect it with half-truths, partial truths, or untruths about what you shared with them. And it sounds like it's believable. In other words, let's say you went to college A and you shared that with the narcissist. Well, you did go to college A, right? Well, now they know that. So now they can tie on an untruth to the college you went to, start planting seeds. Next thing you know, no one in the community is talking to you. And it's very challenging to live in that environment. Even though you just moved there, you now want to relocate because now that environment is not healthy for you or stable. And you're getting the idea here. The point is, when the narcissist knew they had you, it usually goes back to money or to children or to isolation. Another one is this. Financially, let's talk about that again. Financial abuse. Let's say you married the narcissist. What's one of the first things they said to you, most likely? Either A, they said, hey, you stop working. I'll take care of everything. I'll pay for it. If they had a good job, they said that. Why did they do that? Because most likely you just went through a whole bunch of schooling to perhaps become a professional in whatever occupation it was, but they wanted you to put that on hold so they could be the breadwinner and then they could control the monetary strings in the relationship, in the family. In other words, now you are reliant on them. In other words, you're going to be asking them for an allowance. You're going to be asking for them if I can have some money to do this, this, and this. Remember, before you met the narcissist, you were financially stable. You put yourself through college or university or grad school, whatever you did. I'm certain of it. But if the narcissist said to you, hey, you know what, I'll be the worker. You stay home with the kids and, you just don't work and I'll take care of you. Huge red flag, huge red flag. Now that does work out sometimes in healthier and or stable relationships, I get it, but with a narcissist, no. The other thing that the narcissist may have said to you is the opposite. Hey, I'm gonna stay home with the kids, you go work and you do all the heavy lifting, meaning you bring home all the money and I'll take care of the house and the kids and everything, or even if you don't have kids, I'll be the stay home person. And then they talk you into that. So now what are you doing? Now you're working for money. Now you're working for the relationship. Now you're working for the household. Now you're doing everything. And what does a narcissist have here? They have nothing but free time to find your replacement or to find a new supply when you're busy working to provide a lifestyle for the narcissist. That's when they knew they had you. Really get the message here. There are so many ways the narcissist knew they had you. And keep this in mind before I close the video, it's gonna be a little shorter video, that if you're in a stable relationship, a healthy relationship, you don't have to know when someone has you. It doesn't make sense. But when you're in a narcissistic relationship, specifically post-relationship, you have to put the pieces of the puzzle together and dissect and figure out what happened and how it happened and how you missed the signs or how you didn't pay attention to your instincts or intuition and ignored red flags. And that's what we do post-narcissistic relationship. That's why this video is being created. When the narcissist knew they had you, what that means essentially is when they knew that you were a grade A source of supply and you were not going to stop. You're going to continue to work for the relationship or the business or the friendship or be the best parent possible. All these things I'm talking about. But when the narcissist knew that, that's when they knew they could extract so much more of your resource, so many more of your resources. And there was more to give because you didn't realize that you were in a relationship with a narcissist. These things we're now getting the wisdom on, the education on, that not everybody on the planet has your best interest at heart, and certainly not everybody wants you to succeed. Many people, i.e. the narcissist, they want you to be working for them. They want you to be tethered to them. That's why the divorces drag out so long. They don't just go in a couple months, they go in years. And why it's years is because the narcissist is always dragging their heels. They don't want things to move quickly, usually. They want to inflict as much damage and pain on you and have you not see the kids and have you be isolated and have you be reliant upon them for financial resources, etc., etc. That's where they want you, and it's on purpose. And yes, it's disgusting, but it's real. That it is really, really real. I should do a whole series on that. So guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon. Stay true, stay blessed, continue to become awakened and aware, and understand when the narcissist knew they had you, you didn't know what you were up against. So don't blame yourself. There's no fault. You just didn't know that you got into a relationship with someone who was trying to take your energy and your resources away from you. Now you're getting the wisdom. You're becoming awakened and empowered. And now you understand you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. Remember, guys, no matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. Remember, you are not alone. I love you. God bless you. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right. Bye, guys.